Hello YouTube. Let's learn using ping of localhost or some domain out there how to export results of that operation in command prompt to external file. I think that's the easiest possible solution, and which is not so trivial, but it's easy. So what we need is OS module, and especially popen from OS module. So that will provide us option to open a pipe to or from command ping in this case. So check this out. The return value is an open file object connected to pipe, which can be read or written to depending on what you desire. So that's about theory. So let's import OS, and we will put results of that operation into response. For example, response OS popen. Let's ping localhost, for example, with 10 packets. So if you're on Windows, N and 10 and localhost. So let's use for loop to grab those reports line by line, those pings line by line. For X in response, I forgot how to type. We will print that specific line. Let's run it, and now you have results. So let's wait for a second, and then we will write to file. Nice. So we will open, when you open file that doesn't exist, you will create it. Open ping report TXT. We will write to it with W, and every time when you are writing to file, you need to close it, because if you don't, the data will be somewhere in a PC, but definitely not written in a file. At least you will not see it. So file, close, and let's change this line which will print to screen to print to file. File, write, and let's see what's happening. Ten packets is maybe too much to wait, so I will change that to 4, which is default, so I don't need N. And yeah, that's about it. So let's check our file, which is ping report, and there you go. So that's our report. Now it may happen that this for loop will not work in some cases. So maybe in that case you wanna use dot and read lines. So let's now ping Google just to have different reports, and we will create Google report file, and I think we are cool. Let's save and run it. Yeah, so read lines will work in any case. Nice. So let's say that you want to create a bulk ping tool which will export to same file. So you have a couple of IPs, domains, and you want to bundle all that report into one. Sorry. So we will remove this because we don't need it. Let's create a list of targets which will contain localhost and Yahoo and Google, and then we will use for loop to go through that file. For x in list of targets, we will print, we will create response from OSP open to that specific target, and then for line in response, let's use another abstract thing here. For epsilon in response, we will write to file that specific line of report. And I think we are cool. So let's remove this here because we don't want to be confused. Now let's change the name of file to bulk report. And I think we are cool. Let's run it. And it will take a little bit longer, but we will have results in the bulk report. No results. Why? Response read lines. Oh yeah, ping. I forgot actual operation. Ping plus x. I think we are good now. Come on. Yep. Here you go. So that's cool. This part of ping is from pinging desktop, which is localhost. This part is from Yahoo, which is on position 1, because this is position 0, because in Python and many other programming languages we are counting from 0. Yep. And this is from Google. Okay, so everything works perfectly. So let's go line by line again, because I want you to understand everything. So we need to use OS module, because what we need from OS module is popen. Popen demands specific command, which is ping, and ping demands IP or target or domain. So we have this list of targets here with 3 domains, I mean 3 IPs, 3 targets, and using this first for loop, we are going through all those elements one by one. We are passing it to ping, and then we are passing all of it to response for that one element. Now with this other for loop, we are going through response, and then we are writing those lines line by line into file that we have defined here. So maybe if this look a little bit confusing to you, maybe you wanna just go to simple example from start of the tutorial. Let's see, where is that? Come on. Yeah, that's it. So maybe you just want to practice with this one IP or domain, whatever, and the thing will work. And you can play around with writing a script which will take user input from keyboard, whatever. So anyway, 10 minutes tutorial, a little bit longer than I thought, but now you can know a couple of things. And as I said, if it looks a little bit confusing, still it will get the job done. And go to beginning of tutorial, well, you can experiment with this. So anyway, thank you for watching, and see you next tutorial as always.